Every major breakthrough you've ever had in your business, in your relationships, in your identity, didn't happen because you pushed harder. It happened because something inside of you shifted. A moment where your energy changed before your results did. Today I'm talking about the energy shift that brings you your next level, that opens you up to your next level, the one that makes everything clearer, easier, and even more possible without pushing harder. Soak that in. Breathe that in. Hey, beautiful human, it's me, Rebecca Wiener McGregor, and welcome to another episode of Effective Immediately, the show where we talk mindset, healthy emotions, abundance, leadership, and the subconscious shifts that help you have it all effective immediately. Okay, let's take the buzzword out of this for just a moment. The energy shift does not mean high vibe or positive or being hyped all the time. Let me clear something up for you, just in case you have been in the hyped up high vibe world that said the only good things happen to you when you are in the highest vibration. Regular people feeling regular emotions have regular breakthroughs all the time. And you can be sad and have a breakthrough. You can be angry and have a breakthrough. You can be stuck for a while and have a breakthrough. It's because something shifts inside of you. It doesn't mean that you have to be perfectly high vibe all the time. Yes, does being in a higher vibration feel better? Yes. Do I want you to feel as good as possible, as often as possible? Yes. But you also get out. Hey, we got cut off. Okay. You also get to be real about where you are and what you're experiencing. I want that to come across loud and clear, that you don't have to be perfect. Okay? You don't have to operate in a perfect way. What you get to do is pay attention to what's happening in your mind. You get to pay attention to what's happening in your conscious mind, what you're thinking, what you're creating, what you're looking at. And you also get to pay attention to what's coming from your subconscious mind. Old stories, old beliefs, old ways that your body said that you couldn't have what you want. Old ways of being that have been passed down from generation to generation. And more. You know, we've talked about all the places that these subconscious patterns come from. So give yourself a breath. Proceed with curiosity. Proceed with acknowledging rather than judging. Okay? So let's talk about this energy shift. This is something that happens internally. It's not happening outside of you. Right? The thing that makes everything easier for you isn't the thing that arrives for you in your inbox or someone says to you. It's what happens inside maybe as a result of those things, but it's what happens inside of you. That moment when your body isn't bracing for impact anymore, where your shoulders aren't up by your ears, where your chest doesn't feel tight, where your stomach, you don't have that pit in your stomach feeling, or the swirling, gurgling, irritated tummy, the tension headache, all those physical things that come with reaching this place where our next level is coming, but we're not quite there yet. Reaching a place where we have been feeling stuck, maybe feeling anxiety, maybe feeling other things, anger, frustration, agitation. This is the energy shift happens when your mind stops spinning. You're not overthinking. Your intuition then gets to get louder. Your emotional load relaxes, lightens, so you can make cleaner decisions, faster decisions without second guessing. And it's when your presence feels different. When you're arrived in the place where you're supposed to be, wherever that place is, a meeting, a moment with with a client, time with your family, and you feel present. Take that in for a moment, because how often are you somewhere else than where you're supposed to be? Or even than where you are, right? How often have you been in a place, but your mind has been somewhere else? Your thoughts have been somewhere else. And then the guilt and the frustration comes in because you're not present where you are. But this energy shift means that you get to feel present in that moment. You get to have thoughts about the present moment. You get to assess what's happening in the present moment. You get to shift how you feel about what's happening in the present moment. Presence is a really powerful thing. And this isn't, like I said, this isn't something outside of your body. This is a physical change in how you carry yourself and what you're carrying. And you can have it all. You can have the strategy, you can have the skill, you can have the experience, and still feel stuck. Why does that happen? Because your strategy will only go as far as your energy goes. If you're holding on to old pressure patterns, if you built your business to this place of success, but you did it by feeling tense and working on it 24/7 and never letting yourself take a break or relax, even a mental break, you're probably still holding old pressure patterns. If you're leading from old survival mode, where it's this or death, I have to make this work because there is no other option. You may be constantly bracing for the next thing. Like I said, some people are often waiting for the next big thing, the next shoe to drop in their lives, the next tragedy. And if your emotions are running under the surface and your system is blocking every bit of expansion that you're trying to create because it's keeping you distracted. You're feeling a lot of emotion, you're feeling tense, you're feeling angry, you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling like a victim when things aren't going the way that you want. That is your body, your system blocking the very expansion that you're trying to create. And just take a pause here and breathe that in. This is not your fault, by the way. Our systems are designed to do this because our subconscious mind, say it with me, doesn't care about your happiness or your success. It only cares about keeping you safe, keeping you in the similar. So we'll keep these feelings going on and on and on. And this is why successful women can often feel like they're banging on an invisible ceiling, pushing so hard because the ceiling isn't external. It's not happening out here, it's happening in here. The ceiling is energetic. And you can switch out the words emotional and energetic if you want. Emotions and energy they're tied together so closely, you can call them whatever you want. And I help women shift through these subconscious programming and deep emotional release. And when that happens, your subconscious gets a really powerful message. Your subconscious gets the message that you are safe now. Just feel that for a moment. When you feel safe, you stop gripping. You can receive more. Your entire system changes. Your entire system changes. Your shoulders drop. Your chest opens. Your breathing opens. Your thoughts slow down. Your vision clears. It opens your mind so your creativity can return, so you can hear your intuition. Your confidence then rises and your leadership expands. And I'm thinking of expansive energy here, like the big vision expands. The next thing is right here for you. And this isn't just mindset work, right? Mindset work is trying to work with your conscious mind. This is inner recalibration, where you are matching the energy, the emotion, and the subconscious patterns to help fuel you to get to your next level, to open the path, to make it easier to get to the next level. When the energy shifts in this way, you will notice tangible differences in your life. You stop chasing opportunities because, we love to receive rather than chase. It's a whole different energy. And that means that the right ones start finding you. You stop overthinking, so you're not playing the thing over and over in your head that you don't want. You're not avoiding the real decision that's probably already been made, but you're trying to figure out how to do it a different way. So decisions become really obvious to you. You stop tolerating things that drain you. Boundaries and standards become natural. So you're not trying to let the world happen around you that influences you in a negative way. You get to set the tone. You get to operate from your values, from your boundaries, from your standards. When you're doing that, you get energy rather than feeling like your energy is being drained. It feels so good. You stop pushing through exhaustion. You choose peace. You choose to rest. You choose to have those moments. You let yourself be present. You're not constantly chasing a thought or chasing an idea. You get to be present without guilt. And you stop shrinking your vision. The number of people I have worked with who have said to me, maybe I don't want the big vision, Rebecca. I mean, my life is pretty good right now. I've gotten to this level in my income and I feel really great about that. Maybe I don't really want or need the next big thing. I've said these words to myself too. You may have said it to yourself in a very simple way that sounds like, can't you just be happy with what you have? Can't you just be content with what you have? Can't you just be grateful for everything you've already done? But when a visionary is saying things like that to themselves, they're trying to put a cork in the idea champagne bottle. They're trying to stop all the flow coming out. They're trying to stop the next big vision. They're trying to stop the pattern, that the growth that they're here for. When you're here as a visionary, you are here for growth. So trying to talk yourself out of that vision, minimizing, shrinking your vision, instead of that, you get to expand into it and enjoy it. Not guilt yourself, not shame yourself for wanting more. Because you are here for a purpose. If anyone tries to guilt you about what you have or what you want or wanting more, you don't let that get in your head at all. You are a visionary and you are here for a reason. Okay. The best part about these kinds of energy shifts, right? The tangible ones, you start to recognize yourself again. You start to see and connect with your real, true self. Not the pressured version, not the over-responsible, over-giving, overdoing, overthinking version, right? But the leader that you've always been inside. Yeah, take a breath. Doesn't that feel nice? So there are 3 signs. There are 3 signs I see with women right before they step into their next level, okay? And one of them is you suddenly feel done with doing things the old way. That's such a cool moment. I felt that myself. You've probably felt it in some ways already. Even if you can't name what needs to change, you feel that there's a mismatch, that the way that you've been doing things, the old way of doing things, is not the way that's going to get you to the next level. It's not the thing that's going to get you to the next level, right? Another one is you crave ease. Every one of my clients in the last week has said the word ease. Everyone I've talked to about working with me has said they just want things easier, right? So you're craving ease. It's not really that you want to do less. Maybe you do want to do less. Maybe you want to simplify things. Usually when we're in our 40s and 50s, the idea of simplifying things feels really nice. You don't necessarily want to do less. You want to still create at the same level and maybe even bigger, but you want to feel different doing it, right? And the third one is your body is tired of carrying what your mind has normalized. Your shoulders know, your breath knows, your chest knows, your system is asking for a new way of being. Maybe it's stuck feeling, maybe it's feels like self-sabotage, maybe it's some anxiety that's been lurking around, maybe you're just mad a lot, for no reason, or at least it feels like no reason. We all know that there's a root to all those feelings, right? So as you come into this moment and you're thinking about what your body already knows, that you're ready for this shift, or assessing if you're ready for a shift, I'm going to give you a little exercise right now. And I'm going to call it permission reset. Okay? Close your eyes if you can. If you're driving, if you're tending to something, please wait till you're done. Take a slow breath in and exhale gently. Let your exhale be just a little bit longer than your inhale. Sends a signal to your body that you're safe. Place one hand on your heart and one on your stomach. Doesn't matter which one. And I want you to ask yourself, are you ready? What part of me is ready to soften? There will be an answer. If you don't feel an answer right away, that's okay. Give yourself a few more breaths and seek the answer again. It won't come probably from your head. It might feel like it's coming from your head, but it'll probably come from your body. What part of me is ready to soften? And the next question I want you to ask yourself is, what part of me is ready to receive? That word receive is chosen very carefully, not chase, not grasp. What part of me is ready to receive? And now, what part of me is ready to become someone new? What part of me is ready to become someone new? I'm not talking about leaving town and moving to another place and starting over, but just a simple up level of your energy. Just a simple up level of your energy, okay? Now breathe again. Hopefully you've been breathing this whole time, but give yourself another couple nice deep breaths. Let them be nice and slow. Let the exhales be just a little bit longer. Still with your hand on your heart and on your stomach, I want you to say to yourself, I'm allowed to lead differently now. I am allowed to lead differently now. I am allowed to feel supported. I am allowed to feel supported. I am allowed to rise from calm, not pressure. I am allowed to rise from calm, not pressure. Do you feel that little reset, a little shift when you gave yourself permission? Give yourself another nice, easy breath. And when you're ready, gently, lovingly to yourself, open your eyes. So many people come to me right at this level, right? The moment where they feel the shift, but they don't quite know how to land it. And if today's episode resonated with you, if it connected with you, if it felt like it was speaking directly to you, if you felt that pull in your chest, that knowing in your body, then I want to invite you to something special. Over the next few weeks, I've opened a few spots for what I'm calling Becoming Conversations. And it's a private, personal, one-on-one space where we explore where you are right now, where you are called to go next, what needs to soften, what needs to shift. I'll help you bridge that gap into who you are becoming. Wherever you see this video, if you want one, just message me and I'll give you the next steps to get on my calendar so we can have this conversation. Be super loving with yourself. Be very loving with what happens over the next few hours, the next couple of days as you are feeling into this shift of energy. Be loving with your body because it is always speaking to you. It is always giving you information. It's always giving you data, not to judge, but to use to make your life better. Okay, after this big energy shift, I want you to make sure you drink plenty of water, take really good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.